Oh, good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Ocean here, and you find me here in day 2 after sleeping yesterday, and I've got a little bit of a time lapse that I've created for you guys, so you know what's been going on the farm while we've been off camera. So let's jump to that. So the first contract was a fertilising contract. Here we find you getting a weight for the case, and then we picked ourselves up the Amazon, spread it, and a bag of fertiliser. We got that all filled up, attached on, lifted, filled in, and then we headed off to field 46, sorry. Headed off to field 46. First time going through the river here in Saxlingham. And then we started fertilising, got that all finished off. And then picked up another one on 26, which meant going back to the shop and getting ourselves another bag. And it's another £6,000 for us there. So we got that all boxed off and took the fertiliser back to the yard, and then took the fertiliser, spread it, back to the shop. Absolutely love that animation. It adds so much more to the game. And then we headed over to the field for the cultivating on 10, and we jumped in and finished that off ourselves. The Fent did a really good job on that. Took the cultivator back, and then started setting everything up and getting everything back in the yard. And that concludes our activities for October day 1. So let's move over to day 2. You guys will have to let me know if you enjoy that, if you want me to record little snippets of the stuff that we're doing off the camera, and put them in a little time lapse for you guys so you can stay up to date with what's been going on the farm. But I just wanted to have a quick look because I noticed something in the red tape mod yesterday, and I did think about it. So we can apply for a grant, basically. So you get 80 grand. Well, you can apply for grants over things, for constructions over £80,000, basically. So what I thought was, with the with that silo that we're wanting, being over 100,000, we could apply for a grant for that, basically. And what that does is, it basically just, you get it for essentially free, which is pretty nice. So I'm thinking that we could maybe apply for a grant. But the thing is, this doesn't snap the way that I want it to. It just kind of just snaps to 90 degrees, which is really, really annoying. Like, it doesn't really fit in. So I'm thinking maybe we could try and fit it in there. Around here, we can get some concrete down because it's quite close to this. We could get a little farm track, some concrete, and then we can go around, and then we might be able to get around the back there. Underneath, we'll be able to get underneath, won't we? And then we can fill up at the fill station as well. So I think I'm actually going to apply for this grant now, guys. Okay, so do you wish to apply for a grant towards this construction? There will be an application cost of £500. Applications may take up to 6 months to be processed. Well, that's fine, because we've got some skipping to do in the long run, and the next video will be sort of in the spring. So 6 months to be processed and have an approval chance of 35 to 40%, which may be impacted by your compliance rating. Okay, so what is compliance rating then? I'm guessing the compliance rating is just to do with how well you're doing on, compliance performance. So just how well you are doing, basically, on your policies. But obviously we've not really been delving into the policies that much, just because we haven't got that much stuff. But do you know what, guys? I'm going to actually give this a go. I'm going to try and get us this on this bulk haulage silo on a grant, and if it gets approved, absolutely mega. So let's stick that. Where should we put it, actually? I don't think it's going to fit here. Well, no, because it's going to do the 90-degree thing, which is, it's just so annoying. Not going there because I've got the paths and stuff. This is where the pigs are going to go, down here. So I'm thinking here, definitely thinking that we can get in, we can get around, and if we need to, we can cut some of these trees down to help us get in. So let's apply for a grant. Your application has been submitted and can be viewed in the grants tab. Okay, so let's take a look at that then, while we're here. Okay, so it's going to happen in February. So where are we now? We're in October day 2. There's not really that much that we can do right now, just because the grass, I believe, hasn't grown again yet. And we've got our cultivated field. It's been ploughed. So I think I'm just going to skip ahead here into February. And we'll reconvene then. Okay, guys, it's February day 1. So have we had our grant approved? Assessment Feb. Okay. So let's maybe skip another day and see what happens. It's taking its time. I'm really hoping that we get this. So we've got some special offers. We're still waiting. Skip another day. I'm really hoping this comes in. I'm really hoping this comes in. We really need that bulk store. And it'll just be handy for some extra storage, really. We can put fertilizer in there, or we can put, well, anything in there, really. So we've got some more property maintenance going out. Let's have a look at the grants. Still nothing. Let's get one more day, and I'll cut to you. Okay, so we haven't got the tractor demo anymore. I've got a new scheme. Oh, it's been rejected. The grant has been rejected. That's so annoying. But do you know what? That's fine. We've got some more schemes that we can enter. We probably just need to bump up our compliance rating a little bit. So let's have a look. Schemes. So we've got some new ones here. And why is that? Is it just because we've reached a specific score? Maybe. But there's winter cover crops. Encourages the planting of cover crops during the winter months to reduce soil erosion and nutrient leaching. You'll receive a bonus for each field where you planted an approved cover crop during the winter season. So I am going to actually take this scheme because I do want to put, like we've been saying, I want to put nitrogen on that. On field 4, I think it is. So government initiative to promote growth of sugar beet through financial incentives. You may be provided equipment for the duration of the initiative and receive financial bonus for each field where you plant the crop. Now that is interesting to me, just because we need sugar beets potentially for the pigs. So I think that is the harvester. So all we need to do is get a planter, I think. So I haven't done sugar beets since FS22, and that was a while ago. So let's take a quick look. Beet harvesters. Yeah, so it's this does both beets. So what about planters then? Harvesters, beet loading. Okay, so can we just do that with planters? Yeah, beets. Beets. So we could do a little something there. I mean, there's another field that I had a look at that we could potentially almost afford, and that is field 7 here. Across the road. It's 105,000, so we're almost there. And I'd really I am tempted by this, to be honest. Let's visit it. It's got no crop in at the moment, so we could potentially do that, but obviously we'd need to do a contract potentially. So this is round bale, so we could actually do this. So I'm actually going to accept this contract. And then there's a fertilising one here, which is field 12. We could sow some canola, do some sowing, and we could plough. I don't really want to do the ploughing. I might take this and sow some canola in. So I'm going to do a little time lapse like I did for the contracts at the start, and then I'll come back to you guys at the end. Okay, so that's contract number 1 done, which is pretty nice. It's pretty good. Only a little bit of bale wrap, and we're in a better place now because we've got a big pallet of bale wrap as well. So now all it is time to get this canola drilled for this farmer. Let's get that off. Get that off. I'm definitely going to need a front weight, maybe. So let's take a look. So we need a seeder. There we go. So it's going to have to be something that we can handle. 110, 180. We'll go for this or this, which is bigger. The Great Plains. Yep, let's lease that. And we will get some seed. I think it said it was 700 and something litres, so we'll get some seed. So we can use the remainder for our own fields as well, which is quite nice. So I'm going to skip to the shop now, guys, and get a little time lapse going again. I have realised that we are not going to be able to afford to get that other field just yet, just because I really want to get this silo in. Now I will sell the other one. It sells for about 14,000 when I checked, so we'll get 14k for that silo as well. So on top of everything, probably going to be around 120,000, and we'll keep this seed leased out as well, which will help us get our own stuff in, basically. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the other side. About to head back to the farm now, to the yard. Went for a nice little walk with the dog whilst that was happening, and we'll see where we are financially at the end of this at the end of this contract. So I'll see you guys in a second. I'm going to time lapse this. Okay, so here we are. Now, I'm thinking I'm going to put the barley in this field here. So let's get this contract in. Completed 20,000, 21,000. Lovely. So we've got 119k now. Okay, lovely. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to put the barley in this field. I don't know. I'm really torn. Maybe we go for this one. The only concern I have is this pond and getting the fertilizer down, because we've got to have a 14 meter verge around the outside. So if we have a look at that, water contamination, lime manure herbicide, 14 meter buffer zone of water bodies to prevent runoff. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a challenge. Our next evaluation point is in April as well, and with not getting that cover crop in over the winter, it's been a little bit of a detriment to us. So I think we'll go for the barley in the other field. We'll go for the barley in the other field. That's probably the best idea. Also, what I'm going to do, just quickly, I'm going to sell this. I'm going to sell it 14,843. Sell. Yes. So now we've got 134,000, and we can get the silo that we want. So how close can we get it? It's just a little bit. Maybe we go that way? That way around? Yeah, that's better. Maybe we go there. Lovely. Okay, so we just need to do some some leveling here. So let's go to the construction menu. Level, we'll do a slope. And we'll set. Ooh, maybe we'll just soften it for now. It's just a little bit steep, isn't it, to get into? So we'll set that. Let's lower. Let's lower that. Lower that. So how's that looking? Still a bit steep. Let's lower some more. Let's lower this if we can. Just so it's a little bit easier to get into. There we go. Don't really want to do it around that tree that much. Keep the trees alive and all that. Okay. and then we'll level around here. Still just a little lip there, isn't there? So let's go for the lower. It's not having any of it. Okay, so let's soften. Perhaps. See if that helps. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. See if we can get the level here. A bit of landscaping, guys. Never hurt anybody. Level that off here. So let's try that out. Still hailing. It's been hailing the entire time that contract was running, which is rather frustrating. So let's see if we go here, we dump, boom, 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 boom. We have got a big lip there. That's a little bit frustrating. Well, that's okay. Let's jump back in the cab. And here is the new grain store. Obviously it's the one from Kenlake, so we've got 2 bunkers that we can store the corn and the barley in, which is pretty good, and we can probably get a trailer in pretty easily here. I'll probably do a little, try and get it as smooth as possible off camera, guys, just so you guys don't have to suffer through all of that. And I'll make it look a bit nicer as well. But we've got 28,000 in the bank, which is more than enough. Okay, that's just hitched on. I did not know you could do that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we're on and we're ready for planting. So I'm going to dump this here and I'm going to rent a fertilizer so we can get our and then I'm going to have to do the nitrogen myself. So thank you very much for watching, guys. This episode's been a little bit of setting up again, but we are finally ready for our planting season here in day 1 of March. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening and I'll catch you in the next one. If you like this video, like, subscribe and leave a comment as well if you like the time lapses of the contract work that we'll be doing. That'll be really cool, just so I know I'm not just wasting my time. So thank you guys, have a wonderful evening.